course, led to the January 6th riot. So I'm joined now by the lead negotiator on this deal, the Democrats' chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee, Mississippi Congressman Benny Thompson. So, Congressman, first of all, walk me through who is it? It's a 10-person commission, 5 appointed by Republicans, 5 appointed by Democrats. Who is eligible to be on this commission and who is not eligible to be on this commission?
Well, I'll make it easy. No sitting member of Congress is eligible to participate on the commission. We want to look at law enforcement, civil rights, other individuals who might have an interest in what went on January 6th, but specifically no member of Congress can sit.
And there's subpoena power. It is what happens when there is a deadlock on a subpoena, you know, if it's either 5-5 or the chairman and the vice chairman can't agree.
Well, you know, it's a shared responsibility. It's a bipartisan commission. I'm anticipating very little challenges with respect to getting access to information. I've personally supported the formulation of the commission, and I think every other chairperson or agency head in this administration would be amenable to providing whatever information that we deem necessary the commission might need.
So you guys have come to this agreement. Are you right? This now gets written as legislation and just brought to the floor, or will this still need to be haggled with a bit?
Well, we go to rules on Tuesday morning with the bill.
Got it.
And we hope to get a favorable ruling from rules and go straight to the floor. And ultimately, by the close of business on Thursday, we will have done our job in the House, and then it's up to the Senate.
I'm sure you've seen Kevin McCarthy's initial reaction to the announcement that you and Congressman Katkow came to a deal. He said he hasn't signed off on it yet, and he added that it was very concerning to him that it had been that some parts of the agreement, you know, that the scope wasn't as broad. Well,
we have been negotiating in good faith since mid-January, back and forth. People have exchanged concerns to Congressman Katkow and myself, and to the extent we could, we met people where they wanted to be. I hope the minority leader will come forth and support it. It's a good document. It's a good piece of legislation. We have to have it. The men and women who put their lives on the line on January 6th deserve the best protection. The public who come to Washington and want to see the citadel of democracy deserve to feel safe. So this is our opportunity to identify the shortcomings and recommend from the standpoint of a final product what we can do to ensure that is in fact the case.
The issue of scope, what do you believe this commission will not be investigating?
Well, we want to look at the incident around January 6th. Chuck, we could go and go back 2 years, 3 years, but what happened on January 6th is an affront to our democracy. And with some exception, the majority of people in this country don't want to ever see that again. It's the challenge for this commission to come with recommendations to protect the Capitol, protect the workers, so that it won't happen. But also, we still have to stand for principles and integrity. And so that's why this bipartisan commission, composed of experts in various areas, will get us a document that we hope to codify and make laws from, just like we did with the 9/11 Commission report. They made certain recommendations, and those recommendations, I'm proud to say, became law in time.
Do you have an idea of some folks that you'll recommend to Speaker Pelosi and Majority Leader Schumer? And maybe you have recommendations on the Republican side too, but you know, I know it's experts in specific. When you look at a chair, are you thinking something like, Leon Panetta, Bob Gates, people like that?
Well, there's no shortage of people making contact already, actually nominating themselves to serve. So that will not be a problem.
It's very Washington.
So, I think there'll be some, I think it'll be diverse as well as competent.
When you've seen the attempt to change what happened, right, and we have this narrative attempt, I mean, we saw it on Wednesday in the Oversight Committee. I know it wasn't in your committee. You know, how much, to me, is it a coincidence that after that gaslighting session that many House Republicans participated in, that suddenly you and Congressman Katko were able to come to an agreement?
Well, I would like to say that got us to that point, but we were just about at this point where we are now. It's unfortunate that individuals are actually recreating what occurred on January 6th to basically infer that what people saw with their own eyes did not occur, and that's unfortunate. But we think that this bipartisan commission will look at it, will come back with sound recommendations that the entire Congress can look at. Again, we take a pride in the fact that this is a bipartisan product. It's taken us from mid-January to this point to get to where we are. We now have until December 31 for this commission, subject to approval by the Senate, to do its work.
Right.
We anticipate movement on that. And so what we heard yesterday, that this was kind of like a tour of the Capitol, most people know that that's not the case. So I think we'll have competent people looking at this, making a good decision on behalf of the American people.
Look, these commissions can do good work. 9/11 Commission, Iraq Study Group, both accomplished a lot and helped a lot of folks at least figure out some of the things that we didn't know. Congressman Benny Thompson, good luck to you. Hopefully this all goes as we are hoping it goes. So thank you. Up next.